Hey, so I'm reading a report from the Metro newspaper, and this was a story that I'd sort of been vaguely aware of previously. I believe it's the same case. Um, Basically, it's about a man who's, I assume, is Scottish, or at least has Scottish descent, living in Kent, and his frustration of his £10 Scottish banknote being rejected in a local post office led to him pursuing this with the police. Now, he's claimed he's a victim of hate crime, and like I said, he went to the police. That's clearly an exaggeration. I don't think he should have done that. The police have better things to be doing. But, but, I do understand his frustration. So what had happened was his aunt in St Andrews had given him a £10 Scottish banknote, and he tried to deposit it in a local post office branch in Kent. Seeing more specifically in Kent, doesn't say, but they rejected it, and the reason isn't given in the report. But he asked if they would accept euros, American or Australian dollars, and the cashier replied that they would. In other words, they're prepared to accept foreign currencies, but not a British banknote. Now, the situation is that technically Ulster and Scottish banknotes are not legal tender in England, and English banknotes aren't legal tender in Scotland and Northern Ireland, technically. However, um, the notes legislation, according to the report, is in place to ensure that note holders have a similar level of protection as they would for Bank of England notes. Now, that's a contradiction. They need to make the situation clear. If we are going to say that Northern Irish and Scottish notes aren't valid in England, then it should just be like a rule. Okay, they're not valid in England and that's it. I think they should be because it's sterling, it's British money. It may be a different design, it may be Bank of Ireland or Bank of Scotland, but the point is, it's British money, it's sterling. Um, and I've been there. I've had a Northern Irish banknote refused in Sunderland, and it's irritating. I could understand if the note was damaged, if it was like sellotaped together or something like that. But to me, it just comes down to ignorance because I think too many English shopkeepers just look at it and think it's foreign currency, and they are ignorant of the fact that Scotland and Northern Ireland are part of the UK. I really feel like getting a map out and showing it to them. I think it's an insult. I do. I think it's a snub. I think it's an insult, and I don't do it anymore. If I get if relatives send me notes as presents or whatever from Northern Ireland, I just bank them. I bring it straight to the bank. I don't even try to spend it directly because I believe it would probably be rejected, and I think that's wrong. Um, so I think they need to change the situation. If these notes supposedly have legal protection, then they should be legal tender. I don't honestly see why they aren't. And it makes no sense that foreign currency is accepted at that post office, but British notes are not. Why not? I'd like to know the manager's excuse. So hate crime is obviously a big exaggeration. It's not a hate crime, and I think he probably lost sympathy by saying that. Nevertheless, I do understand this frustration, um, and this is the sort of thing that just galvanizes division. And frankly, Scottish nationalist sentiments. I'm not saying he is, but it's the sort of thing where Scottish nationalists will say, "Oh, look, we're not treated equally." Because I haven't heard of similar cases of English banknotes being rejected in Scotland. Maybe they have been, and that's equally wrong. The point is, if it's sterling, it should be accepted within the United Kingdom, anywhere in the United Kingdom. So I think we need to make the situation a lot clearer, and I would like to see that change. Let me know if you're Scottish or from Northern Ireland and you've had this experience, or if you're English and you've had this experience in Scotland. But it's just bullshit because we're one United Kingdom. We should be accepting the same notes anywhere in the country. They're essentially the same. The design is different. The issuing bank may be different, but the currency is the same. It's sterling. So yeah, I understand this frustration.